Let's now paint some foliage around in the scene. I'm gonna go into this fab folder. I'm gonna go into metascans folder and open up this plants folder. I'm gonna enable my static mesh filter and it's gonna show me all the static meshes of the foliage assets. I'm gonna now open up this drop down menu, go into foliage, and I'm gonna press Ctrl A to select all the foliage assets in here, drag them and drop them in here. Okay. Let's now just bring down this content browser and I'm gonna just select all these foliage assets from here. And for now, I think I should close this window as well. And yeah, let's now paint some foliage. I'm just gonna go in here, maybe, let's say somewhere around this asset maybe, or maybe this one, and paint some foliage. Let me increase the brush size. I'm gonna increase this to 50, let's say. And which asset is this? I'm not sure which one is it. So let's just, you know what, go back into selection mode. I'm gonna select this asset and press F to focus. There it is. And I'm gonna just now go into foliage mode and let's paint some foliage. I'm gonna bring this window here and I'm gonna bring this one just about here. Okay. Let's now paint some foliage. I'm gonna enlarge this window to see how it looks like. Perhaps that's a little bit too much on this side. So I'm just gonna erase a few instances and, paint some foliage in here. Let's see. No, it's still a little bit too dense. You know what? Let's just erase all of it. And I'm gonna open up this window. I'm gonna select all these assets from here and bring down the density to, let's say, 50. And let's close this window. And I think I should also tweak the size of the foliage as well. Maybe set the minimum size to, I think the minimum size of 1 is fine. Let's just set the maximum size to 1.5. I'm gonna bring this window here and let's now paint some foliage. I'm gonna enlarge this window and yeah, I think it looks good. I just need to go in here and erase a few of the assets from here. And I think this looks good. Yeah, looks pretty good. Perhaps a few of these assets as well. There we go. Okay, let's now paint some foliage around another asset. Let's go ahead with this one. Which asset is this? Yeah, it's this one right here. Okay, I'm gonna paint some foliage. And let me just erase some of it around here. And I'm gonna enlarge this window. And it looks good, but perhaps I should erase these instances from here. And let's see. Yeah, looks good. Perhaps a little bit more foliage in this area. Yeah, maybe just a little bit more. Yeah, looks pretty good. And let's now paint some foliage around this one. Okay, I'm gonna enlarge this window and perhaps it's a little bit too much. Maybe I should erase a few of these instances. And let's enlarge this window. And yeah, I think it looks good as well. Let's now find some other asset. I'm gonna paint some foliage around this one. I'm gonna enlarge this window and looks good. Okay, let's now find some other asset. I'm gonna paint some foliage around this one. Let me enlarge this window. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, perhaps a little bit more, and I think I should now increase the size as well because the distance is a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna come on, open up this window here and set the minimum size to 2 and maximum size to 3. I'm gonna also bring down the density to 25. There we go. Let's enlarge this window. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna split this window and let's find some other asset to paint around some foliage. Um, I think I should go ahead and paint some foliage around this one, let's say, the one that's pretty close to the camera. There it is. I'm gonna have to bring down this minimum size to 1 and maximum to 1.5. I'm gonna increase the density as well to 50. And no, maybe not 50. Let's go ahead with 35. And I'm gonna also bring down the maximum value to 1.2. Okay. Okay, looks good. Let's enlarge this window. Um, Perhaps a few more instances around here. And yeah, looks pretty good. Let's now paint some foliage around this one. Perhaps I should increase the maximum size to 2. And let's see. I'm gonna erase this one. And let's enlarge this window. Yeah, looks good. Okay. So let's now paint some foliage on the left-hand side around here. Let's see. I think we can paint some foliage around this one, perhaps. Let's set the maximum value to 1.2. Yeah, looks good. I'm gonna enlarge this window. Perhaps the size is a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna erase all of them and set the minimum size to 0.5 and maximum size to 0.7. I'm gonna also bring down the density to 25. Maybe just a little bit more. Let's enlarge this window. Perhaps I think I should erase the foliage in here and paint some of that in here. I think I should bring down the size of the brush to 25. And yeah, looks pretty good. Let's enlarge this window. Yeah, looks good. I'm gonna split the window again and let's move on to the next asset. I think I'm gonna paint some foliage around this one right here, but I'm not sure which one is it. So I'm just gonna move my wheel somewhere around here and let's move the mouse cursor over here. Where is it? Let's increase the brush size. I'm gonna increase it to 50, let's say. Yeah, I think it's somewhere around here. Yeah, there it is. Let's now paint some foliage. I think I should increase the size. I'm gonna increase the size to 1.2 and increase the density as well to 50. Okay, let's split this window and it looks good. I'm gonna now move on to this one, maybe paint some foliage around here. I'm gonna erase this one. Let's enlarge this window and yeah, looks pretty good. I'm gonna split the window and let's find some other asset. Can we paint around this one? Yes, we can. It's this one, okay? So let's now paint some foliage. I'm gonna enlarge this window. I think I should increase the size. I'm gonna set the minimum size to 1 and the maximum size to 2. Let's now paint some foliage. I'm gonna split this window and yeah, looks good. It's behind the speeder, so it's not gonna be that visible at this frame. I'm gonna go into sequencer and let's move back. Yeah, now it is visible. I think it's this one. Let me enlarge this window. Yeah, it's this one. I'm gonna split the window again and perhaps the size is a little bit too much. I'm just gonna erase a few of them. And let me just select these foliage assets. I'm gonna set the maximum size to 1.2 and minimum size to 0.5. Let's see. I'm gonna enlarge this window. Yeah, I think it looks good. I'm gonna split this window and let's now paint some foliage around this one maybe. I'm gonna paint some foliage. Let me enlarge this window. Yeah, looks pretty good. Let's paint some foliage in here as well. No, I think it's not a good idea. Let's just erase them from here. I'm gonna set the maximum value to 0.7 and minimum value to 0.3. And I'm gonna increase the density to 100 and bring down the size of the brush to 30. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Moving on, I'm gonna split this window and let's paint some foliage around this asset together and then I'll time lapse the others. I'm gonna now paint some foliage. Let's enlarge this window and I'm gonna move this playhead. Yeah, I think it looks good. Let's now split this window and now I'm gonna paint some foliage around this one. I'm gonna get closer to this asset and I think I should increase the size. Let's open up this window and I'm gonna increase the minimum size to 1 and maximum size to 1.5. Let's close this window. I'm gonna now paint some foliage. I think it all looks good. So that's pretty much it for this lesson, and I'll see you guys in the next one.